So it looks like Blizzard has decided to give us an early Christmas present in the form of a sneak peek at the new hero talents, which are going to be coming in the new expansion for Warcraft, A War Within. For those of you who don't know what these are, they were mentioned at BlizzCon and they did a little bit of a deep dive into them, but I'll explain what they are here real quick. So in the next expansion, instead of us just getting more talent tree options, they decided to give us a smaller, kind of separate or independent talent tree called Hero Talents. Hero Talents are a new self-contained talent tree that players will be able to unlock starting at level 71, and you'll get new points as you level up. This new tree is something that you will eventually max out once you get to max level, so there's no need to worry about what build you guys need to pick, because once you get to max level in the next expansion, you will unlock all the talent points. So there's going to be 3 hero talent trees that you guys can choose from, depending on whatever spec you are. So for an example, you guys can see here the warrior hero talents. Prot warriors will be able to pick between a mountain thane or a colossus. Arms warriors can pick between a colossus and a slayer, and then fury can pick between a slayer and a mountain thane. So what is the point of these hero talents? Well, Blizzard has stated that the hero talents are going to be aiming to enhance the existing abilities and give new flavor on how you play. Each tree will offer or modify some of the class utility and include bonuses that are useful to all the specs. They're aiming for all of these trees to be equal in the amount of utility that they bring, so that way one hero tree doesn't feel stronger than the others. The idea here, or the goal is, to pick whatever you guys think looks coolest. So these new hero talents are going to aim to add some new visual effects and enhance your playstyle to make you feel more in tune to whichever hero tree that you guys have chosen. But enough about what they are, let's actually see what they're showing off here. So in the article, they revealed 4 of the hero talent trees here. So we've got the Sanrilin Death Knights, the Chrono Warden Evokers, Lightsmith Paladins, and the Mountain Thane Warrior. So I'm not going to go over every single one of these because you guys can read them on your own, but I am going to read a couple of them and just give my thoughts on them. So the keystone for this one is the Vampiric Strike. So your Death Coil and Death Strike have a 10% chance to make your next Heart Strike or Scourge Strike become Vampiric Strike. Vampiric Strike heals you for 3% of your maximum health and grants you Essence of the Blood Queen, increasing your haste by 1.5% up to 7.5 for 20 seconds. And as you're looking at these talent trees and just the name of the hero talents in general, this is definitely a kind of blood-themed version of a Death Knight, and this is going to be very good for, I guess, tanks that just want to be, super tanky and just, Blood Death Knights are already known for just being able to, self-sustain themselves and things like that. I'm just going to be really curious to see what this is going to look like and how it's going to play out because, yeah, I feel like Blood DKs that go this route are going to be just, they're not going to really need healers, essentially. And, there's already memes about, some blood DKs can actually out-heal their healers. So it'll be pretty interesting to see what this is going to look like. And then on the Unholy Death Knight side of things, this is definitely going to be the talent tree you're going to go with, I think, if you want to do PvP to make you just incredibly more tanky, things like that. I could also see this being the tree you'd go with if you're looking to push really high keys, because, everyone knows when it comes to like really high keys in Mythic Plus, DPS really isn't the thing anymore. It's more just about survivability. So if, depending on where Unholy Death Knights are in the meta, this could definitely be a really good option for them. And then also I could probably see this being really good for like, let's say you're doing some progression in the raid, and there's a really hard fight, and everyone's just looking for ways to survive. This could definitely be a really good option for Unholy. Okay, moving on to Chrono Warden. So this is going to be a hero talent tree that is open to augmentation evokers as well as preservation. So the first talent point in this one is going to be Chrono Flame. Living Flame is enhanced with bronze magic, repeating 15% of the damage or healing you dealt to the target in the last 5 seconds as arcane, up to a fixed amount. And there are some really cool talents here, so the one I really like is Motes of Acceleration. So it says, Warp leaves a trail of motes of acceleration. Allies who come in contact with a mote gain 20% increased movement speed for 30 seconds. So that's going to be really cool for just like groups in general, especially for raiding. Man, I'm going to love to have some evokers in my group that pick this talent, so that's going to be really cool. And this is another really good one too. So Golden Opportunity. Prescience has a 25% chance to not occur cooldown, and Echo has a 25% chance to not cost Essence. So I feel like this is probably going to be the tree that Augmentation Evokers go down, and it's just going to make you even better than you are before. So yeah, I feel like augmentation, even going into the next expansion, are still going to be S tier for Mythic Plus. Okay, and now looking at the Lightsmith. So this is going to be the hero tree for Holy and Protection Paladins. So this first one is called Holy Armaments. Active. Will the light to coalesce and become manifest at the target location as a holy armament, which may be wielded by you or your allies. Alternates between Holy Bulwark and Sacrificed Weapon. Lasts 20 seconds after being cast, has 2 max charges. So Holy Bulwark is, while wielding a Holy Bulwark, gain an absorb shield of 15% of your maximum health and additional 5% every 2 seconds, stacking up to 30%. And then Sacrificed Weapon is, while wielding a sacrificed weapon, your spells and abilities have a chance to deal additional holy damage or healing. So another one here that I want to talk about is called Rite of Sanctification, and it says, imbuing your weapon with the power of the light, increasing your armor by 5% and your primary stat by 1%. This lasts 1 hour, and it's a weapon imbue. That's really interesting. I actually really like this one. So basically it's going to be replacing like the shadow oils or whatever for like your weapons, or, you know, sharpening stones, things like that. I don't know, do we still even use sharpening stones anymore in retail? And then there's another one here too. So this one is Rite of Edgification. Is that it? I totally butchered that. But anyways, imbuing your weapon with the power of the light, increasing your stamina by 3%, and causing your holy power spenders to sometimes unleash a burst of healing around the target. So that's going to be obviously a really good one for healing. And again, here's another really interesting one. So Shared Resolve. The effect of your active aura is increased by 33% on your targets with your armaments. So overall, I feel like the Lightsmith is going to be a hero tree that, you know, if you're a prop paladin, this is going to be a really good tree to go with if you just want to be like, not only a tank, but you also just want to like buff your group. So that's going to be really cool. And then for, you know, if you're a holy paladin, again, I feel like this one is the tree to go for that's going to kind of turn you into like, I don't know, more of like a healer slash like support healer, because it just, with all these really cool buffs that you throw out there. So yeah, I mean, that Lightsmith actually might turn holy paladins into like a pseudo like support spec almost. So it's really interesting stuff here. And then the last one here is the Mountain Thane. So this is going to be for warriors, and it's available to protection warriors and fury. And this was the one that was kind of highlighted at BlizzCon, and it looks like we've gotten like the whole full reveal of what this talent tree looks like, so that's really cool. So the first point you get into this one is called Lightning Strikes. Damaging enemies with Thunderclap, Revenge, Raging Blow, or Execute has a 10% chance to also strike one with Lightning Bolt, dealing moderate nature damage. Lightning strikes occur 50% more often during Avatar. So this is one that we saw as a preview at BlizzCon. This is Stormbolt. So Stormbolt hits 2 additional nearby targets, stunning them for 2 seconds. And then also we've got Storm Shield. So intervening a target grants them a shield for 5 seconds that absorbs magic damage equal to 3 times your armor. So this actually sounds really interesting, and I feel like this will actually make Intervene be really useful in pretty much like Mythic Plus and raiding in general. And I feel like that's something that will, I don't know, that'll probably be something that will actually be called for as like an active cooldown for like, you know, really hard phases when people are like rolling defensive cooldowns for your group. So I could actually see that being like a really important thing for survivability of like your teammates. So yeah, looking at the Mountain Thane for protection warriors, I feel like this is definitely going to be the tree that you go down towards if you're looking to just, you know, increase your damage as a tank. And then for Fury Warriors, there's actually a ton of potential for damage here as well. I think it's a little bit too early to, you know, say anything like definitively, because obviously this is just like, you know, everything's subject to change. And I'm really curious to see what Slayer is going to look like now too, with just how much damage potential is in the Mountain Thane tree. But anyways, that is where we're going to call it for tonight, guys. If you guys enjoyed this one, do me a favor and leave a like on this video, as well as subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. And I really appreciate you guys sticking to the end of this video. Thanks again for watching. I'm still Solo, and I'll see you guys in the next video.